Hey, did you hear about our next stop? It's a world called Penacony. I hear it's a beautiful, dreamy place. I'm so excited. But Pom Pom said the banquet we were invited to is still a little ways off. What can I do to pass the time? Huh? Is that my phone? Must be the group chat. That Don Hung. He can't just ignore Branya. Let's go to his room and talk to him.
Is this a letter?
Don Hung! Branya just sent all of us a message. Did you see it yet?
Yes, I saw it.
Then why didn't you reply? Branya's a good friend of ours.
I'm sorry. I'm just not in the mood for idle chat. There's been a lot weighing on my mind since the Lo Fu. It was tough on the spirit.
Don Hung, I'm the one who should be sorry. I was being too pushy. You're right, you went through a lot on the Xianzhou. Take all the time you need.
Thank you for understanding. It's great that Belobog is able to host a celebration. I hope your trip goes well. Say hi to our friends for me.
Okay, rest up. You're not allowed to miss the next Trailblaze expedition.
I'll be there next time.
He won't budge, huh? Looks like it's just the two of us then. Pity. He's gonna miss out. We never get the chance to go on a stress-free adventure. I know, but it's still a shame, don't you think? If only Himeko could come with us. Maybe not. He's still wheezing from the trouble we got into on the Xianzhou. You didn't notice? At his age, he might not appreciate the extra... excitement. Why don't we go ask Himeko to tag along? She might be up for an adventure. You've been on the Express for a while now, but you've never gone on a trip with Himeko before, right? Well, now's your chance.
Hey, March. That's a big smile on your face. What's the good news?
Himeko, there's a celebration coming up on Eurillo 6, organized by the Supreme Guardian, and we're invited to go take in the sights and sounds. Don Hung won't be going anywhere for a while. He's still resting up, so wanna come with us? I mean, considering how you helped us out with Cocolia, I'm sure Branya would be happy to see you.
So that explains the grin. You're excited about the celebration. Thanks for the invite, but I'm afraid my hands are full right now. Please send my regards to the Supreme Guardian. Make the most of the festivities. You've earned it. You two and Don Hung did help save Eurillo 6 after all.
Navigators really do have their plates full, huh? Seems like it's just you and me this time. Let me go pack some stuff for the trip first. Come and find me when you're ready to set off. So, what do you think about my new dress? Pretty neat, right? It's been sitting in my wardrobe collecting dust for far too long, but now I finally got the chance to wear it. This kind of event doesn't come around every day. Why shouldn't I dress for the occasion? You're not really gonna wear that same old outfit, are you? Let's just pretend I never said anything. As long as one of us is making an effort. Pajamas, hot water bottle, pom-pom doll. That should be everything. Let's go! Wow, that was fast. Don't you have anything you want to bring with you? Huh, you do seem to travel light. But don't you at least need some pajamas? I was just taking a look at Mr. Yang's records, and it seems like Eurillo 6's average temperature has warmed up quite a bit. It's much warmer than it was on our first trip there. I wouldn't call it livable just yet, but things are looking up. I'm so happy for Branya and Zila. Ready to go? Bellabog, here we come!
Galabog. 700 years. It's never too late to pick up the tab.
Oh, brr! How do people living in all this snow celebrate anything? Oh, one thing's for sure, though. Where there's a celebration, there's bound to be food, right? Oh, wait a sec. That person over there, that doesn't look like a Silvermane Guard uniform. All in black. Surely they're not IPC on this world? Am I going crazy? The Interastral Peace Corporation. Who else? The one whose insignia is pretty much everywhere? That IPC. You still don't remember? Oh, what about Findy? That's one of their products. Never mind, it's not that important. The important question is, what are the IPC doing on Eurillo 6? There's only one way to find out. Let's go ask. Hi, do you work for the Interastral Peace Corporation? Or are you just dressing fancy today?
Boss, encounter with 2 unknowns. Want me to take them out? Over.
Take us out?
Take them out? Just hang tight for a second. I'm on my way. Don't do anything stupid. Glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Topaz, an investment expert from the Interastral Peace Corporation. I'm here on Eurillo 6 for a special business assignment. You'll have to forgive my colleague here. People skills aren't his strong suit. Please don't take it to heart.
Phew, you scared the life out of me. We're here for the celebrations. We're not looking for more conflicts. Oh, right. We should probably introduce ourselves. I'm March 7th, a passenger of the Astral Express. You may have heard of it? And this is my friend and fellow passenger.
No kidding. I could tell you weren't locals from a mile away, but I didn't expect to run into 2 nameless here. Fate is such a curious thing. I heard that Eurillo 6 only stepped out of the Stellaron's shadow thanks to the direct intervention of the Trailblazers. Surely you 2 aren't...
Huh? Jeez, can you be a little more humble?
I never imagined I'd run into living legends here. Must be your lucky day, huh, Numby?
Wow, Miss Topaz. You're really young for an IPC executive. That's impressive.
More good luck, I suppose. But it's not as cushy as you think. Scurrying from one side of the galaxy to the other.
Huh. Your job sounds pretty similar to the express cruise. Aside from the business, I guess. Oh, Branya moves fast. The crisis is only just over and she's already opened talks with the IPC.
These talks aren't exactly what you might expect, but I have to agree. The Supreme Guardian definitely knows how to govern a city. Miss March, you said you were on your way to Belobog festivities, right? My apologies for delaying you both.
Don't be sorry. It's not like we're in a rush. Want to come to the city with us? The snowplains are freezing, and it's easier than you think to get lost out here.
Thanks for the concern, but I'll manage. It's my first time on this world. I'd like to take it in its vast, iconic snowscape for just a little longer. Who knows? Maybe we'll cross paths again during the celebrations. Oh, here's my contact information. I don't usually respond during work hours, but I'd be happy to chat off the clock.
Wow, I actually managed to get an IPC executive's phone number without even trying. Me too.
You two make a cute pair. Anyway, I'd better be on my way. See you next time.
The universe is huge, yet we somehow stumbled onto the same path. Fate truly works in mysterious ways, don't you think? Come on, let's head into the city. Wow, there are people everywhere. Are you sure we're in Belobog? And now to check out. Hang on a sec. Isn't that Wallace up ahead? Looks like he's finally made some friends. I wonder. Hey, quick!
Woo! Thanks, everyone! Hope you're ready for. Heartbeats will shake me.
Is that...
Next, I'll be introducing the history of the museum. Belobog's History and Culture Museum was founded 600 years ago.
so hungry.
It was built to memorialize Supreme Guardian Alyssa Rand.
Guess what? I heard there's gonna be a Silvermane adventure camp opening in the overworld soon.
Also, those who sacrificed their lives in the war against the invaders. 7.
Miss Payla, Peter is falling asleep.
Enough! From now on, no whispering aloud.
Sorry.
That's better.
Oh, I never knew Payla had a strict side.
Norbert, why don't you tell everyone how you were released from jail so quickly? Selling cultural relics and impersonating Silvermane guards are both heinous crimes.
Well, it was all thanks to my uncle, you know.
Ah, I remember. Your uncle is Minister Knoll. He heads up the Department of Transportation, no?
Yes, you knew that too? Do you think I wanted to?
Well, I don't really know about that.
Get off my back, will you?
Looks like things are getting heated. I think we'd better get out of here. Phew. Who'd have thought just taking a stroll could be so tiring? Say, I think we should probably pay Branya a visit. Or we could go check out some other fun stuff elsewhere. Your call.
I understand the difficulties that this world is facing, Supreme Guardian. Belobog's current financial burden cannot be pinned on you, nor anyone else for that matter. However, objectively speaking, since Belobog has existed as an independent entity to this day, its debt cannot simply be written off. Oh, it looks like we have some visitors.
Branya! And Topaz? You're here too? I guess you've already started your business talks. We'll get out of your way if...
It's no bother. We've pretty much wrapped things up already anyway. Please consider my plans carefully, Supreme Guardian. If Eurilo 6 wants to rebuild its connections with the rest of the galaxy, your credit record with the IPC will be of great importance.
You've made yourself clear, Miss Topaz. I'll require some time to consider my next course of action.
Naturally. However, while you're deliberating, my colleagues will need to carry out some operations in Belobog. I'm sorry our business got in the way of a reunion with old friends. I'll get out of your way.
Is everything alright, Branya?
It's good to see you two again. Welcome back to Belobog. I'd planned a special reception, but I had to deal with an unexpected guest. The lady you just witnessed, she claims to represent the IPC. There's no need to keep either of you in the dark. To tell the truth, I have too much weighing on my mind right now to even think about the Soulworm Festival. Since you've already made her acquaintance, I needn't explain who she is. I'm sure you've heard pieces of Belobog's history the first time you visited. It seems that much of Belobog's history from that time was buried deep beneath the snow. Topaz shared with me the story of the Stellaron's descent upon Eurilo 6. How the original outsiders stationed here foresaw the impending disaster and chose to leave in large numbers. Among those outsiders were several investors from the Interastral Peace Corporation. Before they departed, they did something noteworthy. They sought out architects who refused to leave, those who insisted on defending their homes. The IPC provided these architects with significant funds to aid them against the coming disaster. It was with those funds that Belobog was able to construct its immense walls. Even the initial funding for the development of the first batch of automatons was drawn from the same pool.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible story. So, does that mean Topaz's business here is to collect a debt from Belobog?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
That's ridiculous! And what's with the timing?
According to her account, the repayment period agreed upon by the architects and the IPC investors was 280 years. The IPC deemed that the disaster had caused irreparable damage and that there was no civilization left to reclaim the debt from. It wasn't until the Stellaron crisis was resolved that the IPC discovered that Belobog had survived.
And that's when they sent Topaz over to collect the debt.
And the interest. An astronomical amount. I don't even know how to read such a long string of numbers. Before you both arrived, Topaz warned me that if the payments were delayed, the IPC would give her the authority to employ strong measures.
Oh, I had no idea things were like this. Here I was thinking the IPC had come to rebuild Belobog, not extort it. Yeah, we have to help Branya out. The IPC is too big and powerful.
You seem to have a deeper knowledge of the Interastral Peace Corporation than I do. I'm glad you're both here. I know you came for the festival, but now I must ask you and the Astral Express for help.
Have no fear, Branya. When a friend's in need, the Nameless will always be at their side. Yeah, after all, this girl here is a pretty good negotiator.
Thank you so much, both of you. I'm so sorry for dragging you into more trouble. While you're out looking for Topaz, I'll see if I can think of a strategy to deal with the situation.
me her number. We might as well just be direct and ask her where she is. Okay, got it. She's at the museum. We better think about what we're gonna say.
Oh, it's you two again. Why, of course I will. Meeting friends from the Astral Express is always a moment worth cherishing. What do you make of this painting? I'm no expert, but just from the artist's strokes, I can tell it's no ordinary piece. It portrays a certain kind of... it's as if the artist had condensed history into one poignant but so... Not at all. The analysis of an aficionado. The Express has visited many worlds. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, what I'm drawn to isn't the style in which a piece is painted.
Sorry for crashing your artist party.
Oh? A collaboration between our two sides, perhaps?
Not exactly.
Let's walk and talk. This way. Most exhibits in this museum are of little value. But with a keen eye, it's possible to find a diamond in the rough, so to speak.
Miss Topaz, Bronya's already told us about Belobog's debt situation.
Oh. You two are closer than I expected with her. So, how can I help?
We, help me out here. You know I'm not...
You're so direct. I like that. I understand. From your point of view, I can see how unreasonable it appears. However, you must understand that debt collection is a big part of my job. I appreciate each case has its difficulties. But if I treated every late debtor as a special case... I've heard that before. The Strategic Investment Department is well versed in handling such situations, but Eurillo 6 has far exceeded the allotted repayment period. Oops, almost gave away trade secrets there, didn't I? That was a close one. The exhibits here are pretty ordinary. I estimate they're probably not worth much. Let's keep moving.
So you're basically saying the Belobogians must pay off their ancestors' debts.
When you think about it, it's just another part of the cycle of life.
I'm not sure it's as poetic as that.
Wow, look! Is that little critter native to Eurillo 6? It's so white and fluffy. Where can I find a live one? I absolutely adore them. Have you guys met Numby yet? Oh, where'd they go? They must be off playing somewhere. Come to think of it, this little guy is on display here probably means it's already extinct, right?
So, Miss Topaz, what exactly will it take for the IPC to go easier on Belobog? Bronya invested so much just to make this world a little better. And now, it feels like all of her efforts will be undone in the blink of an eye.
What do you take the IPC for, Miss March? We're just the same as Belobog's architects. We're all followers of the preservation. No matter what solutions we propose, we will always take the welfare of the people of Belobog.
So you're saying there's nothing to worry about? But Bronya...
Don't worry yourself too much. The Supreme Guardian is a wise... But, to answer your question directly, it'd take a miracle. I'll complete the Eurillo 6 project, no matter what obstacle.
This isn't going as planned. What should we do?
I wouldn't waste too much energy on this matter. Why not make the most of the festive atmosphere? Oh, looks like one of my colleagues is after me. My apologies, but I should probably take this. Bye!
So, what now? We spent ages trying to convince her and she didn't move an inch. You sure? I really don't think she'll change her mind. I guess Miss Topaz is just doing her job. All these vested interests. Did someone send you a message? Huh? The IPC are causing trouble in the underworld? Seriously? Again? I don't think I have it in me to play the hero today. I guess complaining won't get us anywhere. What?
I'll need to record today's notes in the databank.
Zila!
Hey! Am I glad to see you two here? I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. It's bad. Really bad. Their weapons and automatons are much stronger than anything we have. Nobody's been seriously hurt, but a few Wildfire members got minor injuries. Fortunately for us, it seems like they were holding back. You see those two in black? They've been guarding the mine entrance. They're not letting anyone in or out. Hey! Just because you have fancy equipment doesn't mean you can bully us! What's the matter? Got nothing to say?
What's going on inside the mine?
A few miners made it out earlier. They look pretty panicked. These uninvited guests keep talking about asset evaluation, whatever that means. All I know is that they're seriously disrupting the lives of the Underworlders. Who?
We were just talking to her in the museum. Do you think her cronies are acting without her authorization?
The person you're talking about. Are they in charge of the people in black? Potaz, Pazto, whatever her name is, she can wait. Hey, you two! Cat got your tongue or something?
You guys must be exhausted standing here all day. What's their deal?
You two were talking to the director in the snowplains.
So it's you! You're the one who was threatening to take us out in the snowplains! Do you even know who you're talking to? If your boss knows to treat us with respect...
I can't let you pass. My team leader said that if anyone gets through, I'll lose 6 months of performance bonuses.
Team leader? You're even lower on the pecking order than I thought.
Shut up! I spent 7 years on a forsaken asteroid preparing to join the IPC.
IPC? Interviews? No need to waste our breath on this idiot. Let's do this. That's it? He sure took off quickly.
17 rounds of interviews and these are the best people they can find?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I've been warned that the ones in the mine won't go down without a fight. Let's set off when you're ready. Ready for action? It's time to kick the IPC out of the underworld. Let's get moving.
Hello, it's Mr. Svarog, isn't it? And this cute little girl must be Clara.
Hello, miss. Are you...
I'm Topaz. I've come to have a chat with Mr. Svarog.
Clara, go inside and wait for me.
Huh? But if you have a guest, maybe I should...
She is not a guest. Neither is she a friend. Go, Clara. Everything will be fine.
So, it seems my source was right. Who'd have thought that such a strong bond could exist between a giant robot and a little girl?
You bear the insignia of the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Straight to the point, huh? I like your style. Eurillo 6. Are robots familiar with that term? No one can reverse this outcome. Not you, not the Nameless, nor any power in the galaxy. I only care about one thing right now. Demonstrating to the shareholders of the IPC that Eurillo 6 can generate value. In the long run, this is a way, the only way, to ensure Belobog's long-term interests. I need your help to achieve this goal.
Long-term interests undefined. Analyzing objectives. Analysis failed. Tell me, Emissary, how do you plan to convince the IPC leadership?
That's simple. I'll show you.
This is...
Source code. Or to be more precise, source code that is able to take control of all mechanized units in Belobog. I'm sure you're familiar with this. All mechanized units manufactured in Belobog over the last 700 years utilize the underlying systems created by the IPC. I assume you're also aware that there was once a large automaton factory in the underworld. Thousands upon thousands of automatons, enough to crush the Legion's vanguard. This is my bargaining chip for negotiating with the higher-ups. But first, I need a guide to show me where these automatons are buried.
I understand. Your long-term interests can be defined as the survival of civilization at a macro level. What are your intentions for the people currently living here?
Their future has already been purchased. All I can do is make them accept this fact, using a relatively peaceful approach.
I understand. I will assist you with your plan.
Oh, so you're not as stubborn as the rumors suggest.
The future you speak of is beyond my computational range. Additionally, calculations indicate a 96.4% probability of compliance through force if I refuse to cooperate.
Your calculations are slightly on the conservative side. Here's to our future cooperation. If you wouldn't mind leading the way, Mr. Svarog.
All the miners here, huddled together. Anyone else getting deja vu?
Well, the situation here is pretty similar to when you first arrived. It's just—
Hey, check it out! Isn't that Topaz's little trotter over there?
What? Isn't that thing a fragmentum monster?
The IPC are all about their sci-fi source. Sounds like you two are getting along. Seriously? You actually speak Trotter?
Look, you guys. Looks like it wants to leave.
Looks like they want to find their master.
Help! Those people dressed in black are attacking us!
Hey, I'm talking to you. Where do you guys store the Geomarrow?
I really don't know anything!
This place is filled with nothing but incompetence.
Those cowards! I guess they want to do this the hard way.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Looks like Numpy's in a good mood.
But aren't they on the IPC side? Strange.
Look! That big guy down there!
We'll see who's really in charge.
Huh? Where'd Numby go?
Wow. For something so short and stubby, they're surprisingly nimble. Well, Guess that's that. We're on our own now. Let's keep going. Hey, you! Are you in charge around here?
All local. The IPC is currently conducting asset evaluation work here.
Don't lie to us! You seized the mine by force for yourself. I'm warning you. Get lost or suffer the consequences. Don't you dare show your face around here again!
And who might you be? You have quite the attitude. This is our jurisdiction now. We're... You know Topaz? Interesting. It doesn't matter. The Strategic Investment Department has no obligation to talk to anyone not related to this project. In cases where debtors fail to repay within the set time frame, the IPC reserves the right to skip negotiations and take over all assets.
You know, it's funny how the rules always seem to work in your favor.
Don't blame me. I'm simply following orders. Do you think I get to make those kinds of decisions?
Save your breath, March. I never held out any hope of resolving this problem peacefully. Didn't you claim the IPC was all-powerful?
If I knew things were gonna get this heated, I'd have a... Anyway, since you seem intent on settling this matter with violence, prepare yourselves for my heavy laser cannon! Who are you people? Not even our tech could take you down.
We took down the Doomsday Beast, the Stellaron, and Fantilia. Did you really think you could stop us?
Darn it. I'm all out of ammo.
Sir, we've just received word from the director.
Director Topaz? What did she say?
Teams are not to disrupt the lives of local inhabitants during the asset evaluation period. Teams that violate this directive will have their year-end bonuses reduced by 60%!
60%? We're done for! Attention all personnel! Evacuate the mine immediately! Erase all traces of your presence!
So, are we all good here, or what?
Yeah. Judging by the looks on their faces, I don't think they'll be back. So, who is this Topaz anyway? She seems to have no problem ordering these idiots around. Or take...
It's a long story.
Why did this mess have to happen so close to the festivities?
Oh, looks like we've got a message. I get the feeling Branya's worried about something. Are you coming with...
Go on without me. Branya messaged you, which means she thinks you can help.
Got it, Zila. We'll do what we can to help Branya out. Come on, to Klipoth Fort!
These guys don't look like thieves.
By order of the Supreme Guardian, proceed no further, Miss Topaz.
Bellabog might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket. See you later, Captain.
Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express. It couldn't have been easy running all over the city.
That's what friends are for, Branya. You don't sound like yourself.
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while. They're moving quickly. Bellabog is crawling with their agents. The silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an order against harassing the citizenry. Still, that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again?
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. Look.
It's...
The contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter attached. Please, take a look at the contents. And then tell me your thoughts.
Miss Branya, if you'll permit me to call you that, I'd like to share a story with you from my own life. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless or cruel, but in reality, we all have a story to tell. My home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations in the galaxy. Given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. My home was facing its demise. The relatively wealthy chose interstellar migration and started anew. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. 2 years after signing the contract, the dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation and trees began to grow and thrive again. When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my home world, and was determined to bring the same changes to many other worlds in the galaxy that I am writing to you, Miss Branya. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much. How many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult decision, but because of this, I believe that you will make the right decision.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
I'm inclined to agree. It's hard to imagine she wrote that letter just to deceive me. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't, and shouldn't, be a decision made by me alone.
I trust her judgment too, but what if this decision is too much for one person? The impact of this choice could haunt Branya for the rest of her life.
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote, and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. But with such little time, I'm afraid that's a lost cause. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belobog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts.
I think we should leave this matter to the Belabogians. We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the overworld and...
You know what I mean.
Well, look who we have here!
Uh-oh, sounds like something...
What?
Serval,
It's okay.
What?
Surprised? Signing this contract would mean, as for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
We meet again. How have you two been? Uh-oh. That look on your... sounds serious. Really?
I wish it were made up. We don't have much time, Pela. Bronny...
Wait. You're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least... Okay. I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IP...
Huh. Okay.
And I've looked at some of the climate reports. And based on the data I've seen, and that's assuming no other disasters occur, if the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, building a better world for future generations sounds great, right?
I see. So compared to a distant and uncertain future, what you really care about is making sure the people around you have a good life. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and... You need my opinion? So that's who they are. It's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure.
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know...
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. There is no room for compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract? Faced with this sort of coercion, we must resist them. You must warn the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall into their trap.
A soldier's perspective is always valuable, Dunn. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion. Did we miss anyone in the overworld? From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's contract. We'd better hurry to the underworld and see what Natasha and Zila make of it all.
It's getting late.
That thing's been cursed.
Where to now?
What brings you two to the underworld? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way, it must be. That is a lot of information to take in.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and... well, if I were Bronya, I wouldn't sign it. I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true.
Wow, that's a pretty convincing argument. Another vote for the against pile. Thanks for your insight, Nat.
None other than the saviors of Belobog. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi. Let me guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere? Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. Maybe I can be of some help. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog,
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty plans. No, if this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, have you considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor. And with the added burden of a massive debt, what worries me the most is how Lady Bronya will handle the backlash from her people.
Huh. I guess I never looked at it from that angle. Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg.
Miss March, big sister, what brings you to the underworld?
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion. True. Don Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age.
Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something? That's complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's all right, Clara. No pressure.
I think if we have a choice for the future, because when I was playing with Hook, everyone has different dreams. Just taking away people's dreams like that.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us. All that running around has worn me out. So, the final conclusion is... the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments. Oh, right! We haven't asked Zila. She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling all right? You look a little uneasy. Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case...
What?
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture. The vote is tied. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but...
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning.
Well, it's all... Right? I'm glad Belobog has someone like her in charge. The time has come. Let's go fill her in.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Whoa, the fort's packed! I've never seen this many people here before.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict?
We talked to people in both the overworld and...
What was Zila's... I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers?
It's pretty much the same situation here. The time has come to make a decision.
How could you
Enough! All of you! I know what to do.
Wait! I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
But... aren't you...
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they come.
Miss Himeko, from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous... If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome.
I understand, Miss Rania. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant intel. I hesitate to call it a solution, but I might have some information that might help. It is my hope that with this information, you will be better equipped as the Supreme Guard.
Information? Please, tell me what you know, Miss Himeko.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been...
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's technology is...
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. I wanted to bring these numbers, these probabilities, to light. I think it's only fair that you know all the facts before making a decision. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himeko. This information is of great help. Regardless of how alluring their promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble. As a leader, I cannot let the future of Belobog hinge on a roll of the dice.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore.
Astral friends, I have an idea, but I need some time to rally all the residents in the city. And then, please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets...
Don't worry. Leave it to us. We'll find her. It won't be easy dealing with her.
But Belobog's future is not for sale. And will never stay safe, everyone.
Gepard should be waiting for us in Rivet Town, right? Here we go again.
It's getting late. Where to now?
The Supreme Guardian has ready to enter Rivet Town. Keep your guards up. We might run into IPC agents ahead.
Destination reached.
Wow, would you look at that? Huh. I never would have guessed it'd be here. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains.
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formation.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning?
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were...
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the illusion.
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate, while my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours.
If only my colleagues had the same self-awareness as you. Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on.
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks. I'll explain later. Let's get moving.
Look, down there! It's the IPC!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb. Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, Try to avoid being noticed. Remember.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, try to avoid being noticed.
Oh, woohoo! The coast is clear!
To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful. This is the road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off! Mr. Svarog? Are you alright?
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be conflicts.
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the right thing. Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
Oh, hey there, slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow! I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you. Of course! The Nameless have quite the reputation. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Bronya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himiko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need. You're very curious about my work, aren't you? So many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express. The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error. Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons!
Bronya! You're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves.
I would never do such a thing.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yarilo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common ground.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my behavior just now. I admire your determination. Seeing as we've come this far, I've changed my mind. I'll hold off a little longer and see what you have to show me.
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. Members of the Express, we'll need your help too.
What a dismal sight. This district.
Kyle, sorry for the delay.
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian.
Excellent. The mountain road ahead is a little treacherous. Let's go.
What is this place? We've never been here before, right?
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving forward. Look. The people of Belobog have not given up. I just want to give them a chance. Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there? I thought you might. Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog.
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive feat of engineering, yet
I may know the reason why. The engine of creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog. The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, The engineers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, designing and constructing it.
So what you're saying is the engine of creation was a weapon constructed by the Belabogians themselves?
Yes, but not entirely. The engine of creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was codenamed the Geological Reconstruction Unit. It was actually given a much grander purpose: to help the Belabogians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former glory, after driving away all those who threatened it.
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generations of Belabogians. Madame Rand was truly an inspiring leader. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me. She's quite the inspiring leader as well.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom was under immense threat once again. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we, Belobog, have the will and the ability to control our own destiny. The outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their decision. They have chosen to preserve this homeland with their own two hands.
I must say, I didn't anticipate this at all. I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Branya. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstances with my childhood. That was a serious lapse of judgment on my part. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But your civilization has persisted through the snow and storms for 700 years. A truly admirable feat.
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll find a way to gradually repay it. But it'll take some time.
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Eurillo 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Even if I wanted to overturn it, convincing them would be extremely difficult. Unless...
Don't worry, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the Nameless aboard the Astral Express are willing to vouch for this world.
Fantastic. That might just work. As for the, reports and potential accountability, I'll handle it.
Miss Topaz.
Don't worry, it's nothing I can't handle. If that's what they want to do, then so be it. I've long passed the stage of working just for money.
Thank you so much for all you've done.
Rift? I wouldn't go that far. Oh, thank you. Sure thing. I'll put in the best words I can.
I'm glad we're able to discuss some lighter topics. Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been through. I've arranged rooms for you all at the Goethe Hotel. Miss Topaz, if you need somewhere comfortable to stay.
I appreciate the offer, but it's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future.
It's getting late. Where to now?
wondering, how did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
March was looking forward to the Soul Warm Festival for ages. Looks like she's missed her chance. This time. I never thought this trip would be so...
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking the following disciplinary measures against you. Your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be revoked. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond.
I have no objections.
Understood. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? If there are no further remarks, this meeting...
You only got demoted one rank? Phew! You dodged a bullet there. Ugh, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh, wait. I guess I am now.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. In our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset.
Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up.
Wait. Hold on a minute. Don't hang up. I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurylo 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department. That's right. The renowned Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Since you get the point, let's get down to business.
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony.
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it.
Honestly, who knows? But as we both know...
I'll get back to you later. Seems... I hope I made the right decision this time. The snow is mesmerizing.